shouldn't be hard. Life should be a fun-filled adventure every day. So now start joining up dots. Tap into your talents, your skills, your God-given gifts, and tell your boss, you don't deserve me. I'm out of here. It's time for you to smash that alarm clock and start getting the dream business and life you, well, of course, are dreaming of. Let's join your host, David Ralph, from the back of his garden in the UK, or wherever he might be today, with another jammed-packed episode of the #1 hit podcast, Join Up Dots.
Yeah, good evening to you. Good evening to you. We're very late today with a Join Up Dots episode, but thank you so much for being here. Wherever you are across the world, whatever time it is, hopefully the changing of the clocks hasn't set you back, and those dark evenings when you pull the curtains drawn and you put the fire on are just a sort of pleasant realization that you're doing all right. The fact that you've got curtains to pull and you've got the door to lock behind you. So many people out there live a life that's very, very different. Well, today I've been thinking that thing, and I'm going to talk about something that really, I suppose, hits home to me. And it's something that's been a bit of a shadow behind everything I've done and everything I've accomplished. Now, I'm not alone here. I know many, many people out there have had this situation, but have you ever felt like you've climbed a mountain, achieved what you set out to do, but somehow something was still missing? You're standing at the summit, you're looking at this amazing view of everything you've conquered, and instead of feeling sort of triumphant, you kind of think, okay, is that it? Is it? Now, I've been there more often than not recently. I've experienced the victories in the early days and consistently, the financial gains, the freedom that comes from running sort of multiple businesses. I've reached the financial goals. I know what I've achieved. Bear in mind, I can do it when I want. I don't have to do it. I don't have to worry about money. I can do it across the world. It's what other people dream of. I know that. I know it's great. It's marvellous. It's brilliant. But then there's this other side that you kind of sometimes feel lost despite of achieving everything you've wanted to do. And I've realised recently that maybe it wasn't just about income. It was something deeper, something beyond the numbers. And I've been grappling with it. So I thought I'd talk tonight about the sort of balance between income and impact, about how shifting our focus to make a meaningful difference can really just alleviate that relentless pressure of chasing more and more financial success. If you're at a crossroads like I am, and I have been many times, or maybe you're just looking for a sort of sense of clarity, then let's sort of walk this together, because I'm going to tell you about my experience, and hopefully by the end you'll have a clearer view of where income and impact can fit into your life. And maybe it can take away that pressure to make it big, because making it big isn't as important as we think it is. We think it's going to be the end of our goals and our problems and our worries and stuff, but actually in many ways it's just the start. Now, I would be lying if I said financial success wasn't a goal of mine. Certainly in the past it was definitely the big goal, and even now I like the thought of getting more and more money, because money's kind of freedom. You can do nice things. You can help out loved ones. And when I started, it was all about getting to that place where I could just say I'm financially free. So I did everything I needed to do. I set up the income streams. I put in the hours. I hustled like crazy and almost killed myself in the process. But I got there. But here's the twist. I thought the money would solve everything. I thought it would fill every gap. I thought it would make life smooth and easy. And in some ways it did. It took away the financial worries, as I say. It allowed me to make choices without thinking twice. And it gave me that freedom. But that freedom and that excitement that comes from reaching that goal didn't last. And I still struggle with that today. Money's brought me security, but it hasn't brought me purpose. And I've started asking myself, why am I doing this? What does this success mean if it doesn't make me feel fulfilled? Now, there was a key moment, and I remember it like it was yesterday, actually, when I realised that all the financial success in the world wasn't enough. I was sitting in the Join Up Dots headquarters, and I was looking over everything that, basically my financial statements that I had to give to the auditor. And I've got the auditor this Wednesday, actually, so I've got to go down there on Wednesday morning and sit there as he goes through everything. And they were all in the positive. They were ticking every box of what I thought success looked like. But I felt flat. It wasn't stress. It wasn't fear. It wasn't frustration. It wasn't happiness of achievement. It was just nothing. It was just this empty feeling. Because for so long I'd been focused on building up my income, getting that next big win. But now I was at a place where I should have been celebrating, and yet I was struggling to find any motivation. And I go up and down big time on motivation. Sometimes it sounds like I've got it all nailed down on the show. But behind the scenes, I'm sort of wandering around thinking, I don't know if I want to do anything today. And then the day's passed, and then the next day we'll do the same. The other day, me and the wife were supposed to go away for a few days, and we couldn't be bothered. So we just sat there and watched TV for 3 days on the sofa, ordering in takeaways and stuff. And yeah, it was lovely in many ways, but it was not me. It wasn't something that I would normally do. And that's when it hit me. I haven't been fulfilled because my goals were only scratching the surface. They were originally focused on external achievements, what I could gain, income and security. But the deeper part of me wants to have a more genuine impact on you guys out there. Now, I had to ask some questions here. I had to ask myself, what would actually fulfill me? What does that meaningful life look like if it's not just about the money? And that's when this word impact kept coming up. Now, I could say that the podcast has got impact. I could say all the emails that people write to me saying that their lives has changed. I can put all that down. But in many ways, that's a kind of number metrics. It's about the people. It's the real people that you can reach out and touch, the ones you can help, the lives you can change, the ripple effect of the work you do. And this is when I discovered that focusing on impact doesn't mean giving up on income. It means shifting your goals. It's about letting income follow impact. Start focusing more on the impact and let our income be an afterthought. Okay, and I think one of the things that people make mistake about is that they think that money is success. No, it's not. You've got to get success first before the money comes. You've got to be clear with yourself. You know, we've got to all pay income. We all need income. We all have bills to pay. We all have responsibilities. We have financial things that we have to deal with our family. That's just part of life. But if they become the only focus, we risk losing touch with what really brings us fulfillment. And so I've been looking at more about impact, and not just what nice things I get from people when they drop me an email. It's about how I can make those emails more useful for people. How can I make the podcasts more useful for people? And the fascinating thing is, the more I've started prioritizing impact, the income has flowed naturally. It's not immediately, not in sort of rapid bursts, but the more I focus in on you guys, the more that I get back. The more you become a giver, the more you receive. it's strange because I think we all start with that thing of me, but it's not. If you want to be successful, if you want to feel good about yourself, it's got to be them. It's got to be about what you can do for other people. You've got to shift your focus on the impact that you can make. You've got to stop chasing income as the be all and end all. You've got to no longer be tied to every small success or failure in your life because there's a bigger picture guiding you. So what I've started doing, I've started asking myself, how can I serve better today? How can I make more of an impact? And as I've done that, I felt my mojo start coming back. I found that I could become more authentic again. And that's the message of life, I think. That we're not here to gain, we're here to give. And the more we can give to others just by random acts of kindness, just by being friendly to people, just by saying to people, I love you, you gain it back more than anything you've ever felt before. If you're out there and you're feeling that same emptiness, ask yourself this one question. What kind of impact do you want to make? Think about what really lights you up. What difference would you love to leave behind? What legacy? And start aligning your actions with that vision. And trust that if you're focused on making a meaningful difference to others, the income will follow. This is the quickest way to success, I think. Don't focus in what you can get, but focus in on what you can give. And it may not happen overnight, and it may take a different form than you've expected, but it will come. I promise you. And when it does, it will feel right. It will feel earned. And then you will feel better about yourself. So I'm taking a pivot through everything I'm doing at the moment. I'm spending more time asking that question. How can I better serve you? And I'm hoping that that focus can renew my motivation for everything I'm doing, because it feels good. It feels good when you've helped somebody, because income and impact go hand in hand. Success doesn't just look good, it feels good. So if you're listening to this podcast episode and you're feeling a bit flat, just ask yourself, how much are you doing for others? What is your legacy? What are you putting out into the world? And if you think that all you're doing is actually working for somebody and trying to reach your own financial success, think about it. Income is a tool, but impact is the legacy. And I think that's what we're all here to do. So thanks for listening to this podcast episode. If this sort of episode resonated at all, then share it with someone who might need it, and of course subscribe and review. But yeah, I think we make a mistake, and we make a mistake on trying to be in it for ourselves when actually it's not. We should be in it for everybody else, and that's how success is made. See you again. Cheers. See ya. Bye-bye.
That's the end of Join Up Dots. You've heard the conversation. Now it's time for you to start taking massive action. Create your future, create your life. It's the only life you've got. We'll be back again real soon. Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots. Join up Dots.